about 6 or 7 months ago, a group of us got together and we wanted to inform the city of things that were changing in this area or needed to change. And you know, we don't want to be in a position that there are two organizations or business organizations in the area. We just wanted to aid the information flow to the city. We just simply felt that there was a lack of information going to the city on how the community, the business community and the residential community felt.
Well, I think the one concern that everybody on the block has is drugs, you know, needles, things like that. We're talking like heavy-duty drugs. My personal biggest concern is, you know, right through the field in the back here, and there's a lot of kids that walk through that field. We've been through there and have taken photos where there's needles, you know, all over the place, and I see people walking through there with their dogs and things of that nature. So, you know, our big concerns is where the drugs are coming in.
Well, there's a distinctive line drawn at 104, and again, this is an impatient factor. We want the same thing up here, you know, and there are things that it doesn't feel comfortable to see all the traffic going east. We would like and expect some traffic up in this area.
There's mixed feelings there, obviously. You know, you see the developments going on, and that means that there's going to be some a lot of people moving in because it's mostly residential stuff that they're building. A lot of high rises and things like that, right? So that's uplifting the area, you know, property-wise, and also, you know, uplifting our spirits. But it just seems like everything is going around us. Now, I don't know what the city plans are as far as, you know, this particular area. But, you know, I think they've got to realize that you've got to do more than just maybe just a fresh coat of paint and a new building. As much building as they're doing, I don't see any less of the homeless, and I don't see any less of the drugs. Constantly, I have to walk out there, and I usually get, you know, a friend of mine, a business owner, a few doors down, to come along with me, because we don't know what we're encountering. You know, just to ask the people sleeping or drinking over there to please, you know, we're trying to run a business, and, you know, could you please try to work with us? You know, this doesn't look good for us. Now, there are times where we've had to go out there and break up fights, and believe it or not, there's a fight that I broke up where someone's fighting over one can of beer. You know, just little things like that. You're trying to run your business, and you're looking at something like that.
We've got City Hall, we've got the entertainment area that's going to go in there, the new hotel that's, I mean, it's a wonderful thing, but it seems that there's nothing happening up in this area. I'd love to see the Del Mall redeveloped sooner than later. And I think that this King George Highway coming from the Matella Bridge is really the gateway to Surrey. It needs to happen sooner than later.
Now, we're not just, you know, talking and complaining about things, we're taking actions ourselves. You know, myself along with my neighbors going down the block here, you know, we'll be out every morning picking up garbage and cleaning up our areas. Also encouraging our neighbors to keep their backyards clean. You know, so we like to see the change, and we like to take part, you know, in the change, even if it means we have to go out there with bags and clean the area up ourselves.
We've suffered some because of people who felt Whalley and the Surrey Centre has not been the best place to work, live, and grow, but we find it a little bit different here. It's been a great place. It's been a great community.
You know, I think the perception of Whalley has to change, and it doesn't just change by just sitting and waiting for it to change. I think we as the residents, we as the business owners, and the government has to change it. Not just by appearance, but we need to step up things like, you know, law enforcement, securities, whatever we have to. Right? We have to make people feel safe when they come here, right? And which means that we have to take responsibility in cleaning the area up and the reputation of the area.